What's going on, guys? J-Rob the Collector here. Hope you're having an amazing week so far. And we got a very exciting video today. We're gonna go through the Crown Zenith set. Wanted to check out the top 10 most expensive cards in the set. Also wanted to take a look at the ETB, which I think is what most people are gonna be buying when they're purchasing Crown Zenith packs, if they can. I think it's the best bang for your buck when it comes to Crown Zenith packs. So why don't we just get into it? We'll start off with the ETB quickly, and then we'll dive into the most expensive cards in the set. Let's go, baby. Alright, so if you're not familiar, this is the TCG Player website. This is really where I get the most up-to-date information when it comes to sales of sealed products, singles, everything. Sometimes I will cross-match it with eBay, but I actually trust TCG Player for when it comes to up-to-date, up-to-market prices. So let's start off with the ETB here. So Crown Zenith came out, I don't know how this was selling back in October, November. I don't know what that is, but Crown Zenith officially came out January 20th. So that was the release. A lot of people were getting this product earlier, I guess, to kind of show it off on their channels and things like that. Would love to get it next time, Pokemon. Hit me up. But yeah, January 20th. So it was hovering around $58 at that point. This is all in US dollars, of course. But typically with products, when they come out, there's a kind of a high. And then as time goes on, they start to drop. But what you're going to see here with Crown Zenith, because it's such an interesting and exciting set, it's the final set of the Sword and Shield era, it's actually done really well. It's actually gone up from when it came out, which is pretty much unheard of. It is a special kind of quote-unquote holiday set where there's no booster boxes. The only packs you can get are in the product, like an ETB or the Pikachu collection boxes, different things like that. But what we'll see here is the ETB is hovering around 61.8. I also like to check the last sold. So if you're not familiar with the website, you can go sales history. So today, one was actually sold for 67 US, which is crazy. So that's what the ETB is doing. Wanted to kind of have a starting point for us, a bit of a base to go off of. So when you see what the cards are going for, you can kind of get a gauge in what the ETB is versus the cards. The hit rates are actually pretty good, which is why I think one other thing why the set is doing so well still, and obviously the artworks, which we'll get into that. So let's go into our top 10 card of Crown Zenith. Let's go. Okay, boom! We're starting off number 10 here, most expensive card in the set, with the Hisuian Zorro Arc, however you want to say it. There's a million different ways. So when it first came out, January 20th, it was around $26.50 or so. I check at the market price, but I also, once again, check at the last sold. So right now it's hovering around 28.3, but as you can see, I mean, there's been some sales over $30. It's going pretty consistent. And I don't blame the people that are paying that. Obviously, this is in US dollars. It's a gorgeous card. I remember when this came out in VStar Universe, I was like, wow, this is going to be an insane set. If this is like one of the random hits, there's like 50 different hits in this set. So they're all going to be part of the GG, the Galarian Gallery subset. In other Sword and Shield sets, the trainer galleries, things like that, the different galleries like that, the subsets, it was a lot of like the full art non-alt arts, but in this set, it's a little bit different. We have the alt arts with everything else as well. So it's kind of interesting. So it's an awesome card, and I don't blame people for picking it up at this price, and exactly why it's the top 10 card on the list here. So let's get into number 9. Let's see what we're working with. Boom! We got the absolutely beautiful Glacial VStar alt art in the number 9 spot, and for obvious reasons. This card is gorgeous. Obviously, we had the Glacial VMAX and V alt arts in Evolving Skies. Now we get another alt art. I mean, evolutions are just going strong. They really can make or break a set. And having them in here, we have a couple more, I think, in here, and they're just awesome. I mean, to see a Glaceon just kind of in a storm a little bit, just chilling, is super cool. When some pre-sales were actually really high for this card, almost $60. It's come down quite a bit, but it's still staying strong at $28. And if you see, I mean, there's been some sales of 30, 28, So it's going really strong still. I think these cards will continue to be strong. So really interesting card, beautiful card. So that's number 9. Let's see what number 8 is. Boom, we got a full art Alessa Sparkle, Alessa, I think it is Alessa, in the number 8 spot, hovering around $30, going strong, 31, 30, even 38, which is crazy. Really cool artwork. Obviously, the waifu cards tend to do pretty well. We got a Pikachu in the back. Is that a Charizard? Oh my god. Oh, she's on like I think like a Ferris wheel. I just realized that. I got some cool roller coasters in the back. We got a Charizard. We got a Jigglypuff. We got some cool stuff. So whenever there's Pokemon in a card with a trainer, it's always going to do well, usually. I know in Japanese, these kind of cards are insane. I think this is like a couple $100. The Arita from this set is really doing strong, doing crazy things as well. So 2 complete different markets there, but obviously a really interesting artwork on the Ferris wheel. I just noticed that now. And yeah, that's our number 8 card for Crown Zenith. Number 7, we have this awesome Suicune V here. Suicune, however you want to say it. Hovering around the $33 mark when it just came out. It was at about 38, and it's obviously come down, but it looks like it's a bit on the rise here. Yeah, so it's at about 33. There's been some lower sales. There's been some higher sales. Kind of crazy, 31, 32, 35. So it's kind of all over the map. Gorgeous artwork, so I don't blame people for picking it up at this price. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's get into the next one here. Boom, we got the Leafeon VStar number 6 here. He's just chilling. What a cutie. He's looking super cool and adorable. And what looks like to be like a flower shop or like something like that. We got some interesting kind of plants in the background with the Leafeon just kind of blending in. He's really just chilling. This guy started off at about $40 in pre-sale and kind of just when the set came out. It actually went up a little bit when the set came out, and it's gone down just a little bit. We have some interesting sales of $50, which is crazy. 40, 39, 35, 31, 50. Kind of all over the map, but it is hovering official kind of market price at $32.60. Beautiful artwork. Really getting a nice clear view of the Leafeon, zooming in a little bit compared to the Glaceon, where that was a bit further in the artwork. So I think the closer up is just killer here. And that's our number 6 card in the set. So let's see what number 5 is. We're getting a little spicier here. Boom, number 5, we get the Origin Form Palkia VStar. This is kind of the gold alt arts they had in the set. This is number 5, really interesting. The Palkia is just kind of jumping out of the flames here. Gorgeous card with the contrast between the background, the gold background with the fire, and then the pink and silver kind of Palkia doing its thing, jumping out of the way. So when this first came out, it was at around $61.50. It's dropped quite a bit actually. Some sales still at like $65. It's kind of all over the map, but it's hovering around that $52, $53 mark. And for good reason. I mean, it's a gorgeous card. It is definitely going to be harder to hit when you're opening packs. The gold cards are going to be a bit harder. But absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I think they killed it with the artworks. When this came out in VStar Universe a couple months back, I mean, these were just absolutely killer. So it's awesome to see what they're doing in English. And yeah, so that's our number 5. Let's get to the number 4 here, baby. Boom, number 4, we got the Dialga VStar, the Origin Form, of course. And this is the counterpart, obviously, to the Palkia. It seems like Dialga, however you want to say it, Dialga, I've always said Dialga. Seems like it's always doing a little bit better than the Palkia counterpart. So it did come out, it was at around 74, so that's pretty high, and it's kind of been dropping consistently since then at around $55 now. You still see some higher sales at around 60, but it's hovering around that $55 mark. Once again, these cards combine, I'm pretty sure if you have them all 4 together, I'm pretty sure they combine to make an artwork. So Dialga is kind of on the left side, whereas the Palkia was on the right. Same kind of thing, jumping out of the fire. I actually think this card pops a little less than the Palkia because of the pink and the silver versus the blue and the darker colors, which kind of blend in a bit more in this card. But still, absolutely beautiful card. And that's why it's this far down on the list here. So let's get to the next one. Okay, we got the Arceus VStar here. The gold alt art, which I think is absolutely bang on, spot on, gorgeous card. We got the more symmetrical art. So I think that's a bit more popular, and it pops a little more with the Arceus in the middle of the card. Really gorgeous. He almost kind of blends in with the artwork once again, but you see the back is kind of spiraling, almost like a little volcano in the back there. Really cool card. So when this just came out, it was at about 105, and it actually went up a little bit before it started heading down. It's at about 88.55 now. It's done $90. It's in the high 80s, mid to low 90s, so it's kind of hovering around there, and for good reason. Absolutely beautiful card. I think they did a perfect job with this one. Once again, with the symmetry, just really satisfying to look at. So that's why it's our number 3, and we get a little spicy. And the next card has been bouncing back and forth with this one, but I do think it has a good spot at number 2 here. Boom! We got the Mewtwo VStar, baby. This is the opposite artwork of the Charizard alt art V-Star that we saw in the Charizard UPC. We got the Mewtwo doing the Kamehameha blast there. Super cool. It reminds me of his move in, I guess, Shadow Ball in Smash Bros. With the Charizard, I guess, trying to evade it there. Really, really awesome card. I think, I mean, maybe this will be number 1 eventually, but so it is at 87 here. But I chose it for number 2 because it has some sales of over 100, 110, 85, 90. I think ultimately it will stay in the number 2 spot, and it may even take over number 1. I mean, just look at it. It's gorgeous. And those 2 cards together are just beautiful. So we got the Mewtwo V-Star with the opposite artwork of the Charizard artwork in the UPC at number 2 for absolutely good reason. When this first came out, showing it in the V-Star Universe set, we weren't sure if this was going to come to English, so it was really hype. And it's doing well. I mean, obviously it's going to be dropping because the set is still new, but it doesn't even matter, honestly. It's just such a gorgeous artwork, and I think it's my favorite artwork in the entire set, so I have yet to pull it, but would love to pull it soon. Hopefully soon, one of these days. So that's number 2. We're going to get to number 1 right now, baby. Boom! We got the number 1 most expensive card in Crown Zenith here, guys. Giratina, however you want to say it. V-Star, Altar, the gold. And this one does pop a bit more than the Arceus, Palkia, and Dialga. Because it is gold, but Giratina is just kind of slithering. It's really kind of creepy, actually. Almost like he's in the Abyss world from Diamond and Pearl. When you played those, actually Platinum too, obviously. So this guy is just killing it. Unbelievable. I was a bit surprised to see how well the Giratina cards are doing in Sword and Shield. I mean, the V alt art from Lost Origin is just doing incredibly well, and this guy is just doing really well too. So when it first came out, 142, pre-sale was less, which is kind of weird, but then it actually skyrocketed to 177, and it's kind of flatlining a little bit around the 140, 145 mark. Absolutely gorgeous card. There is a little symmetry, which again, I think people really like, but it has a spooky kind of creepy vibe to it too, which I think people really dig. So there we have it, guys. That's our top 10 list for the Crown Zenith set. I think this is going to go down in history as one of the most exciting and one of the best Sword and Shield sets out there. I mean, the artworks in this set is crazy. There's just so many incredible artworks. It's not really like those mid-era Sword and Shield sets like Battle Styles or Chilling Reign, where you have a few alt arts and the rest, you know, not as big of hits, but this one just comes like killing it with all these hits. So I think it's going to continue to do well and go down, as I said, as one of the best Sword and Shield sets of all time. And thanks so much for joining, guys. I had a lot of fun doing this kind of video. I know I haven't done anything like this before, but I do myself like to keep up with the market trends, so I figured why not go through it together. And if you did enjoy it, please hit the like button. Trying to get to 25 likes on this video. Please subscribe as well. We're doing a massive giveaway at 500 subs, and we're almost there. And as always, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Mwah! And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye. 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 Mwah!